just hit a joint. You can tell me the truth now, Dad. Did you used to indulge? Do you know what it's time for today? You probably do if you looked at the title of this video. But it's time for holiday DIYs. How excited are you for holiday DIYs, Goose? Try not to show the excitement all at once. I love crafting around the holidays, and I find it so much more satisfying to sit and craft and make my own kind of imperfect decorations rather than just go to Target or go to Home Goods and pick up whatever happens to be there that is giving me serotonin at the time. I feel like that method, while it's definitely easier, gives you this really kind of short high, whereas making your own stuff or even thrifting stuff gives you a little bit more of an elongated satisfaction, because either you made it yourself, you put your time and effort and creativity into it, or you went out into the world and you were searching and you kind of found this little treasure in the Thriftiverse that's now yours. It's good for your wallet and it's better for the environment, and it just feels a lot more warm and fuzzy to me than, like I said, going into Target and just picking something up off of the shelf. Now, I know crafts and DIYs, they're not for everyone, and it's totally okay if that's not something that you want to incorporate into your holiday routine, but it's something that I've really loved doing the past couple of years, and so I want to keep doing it this year and hopefully give you some ideas for how you can make your own holiday crafts. Now, if you watched my last video about getting ready for the holidays, you know that I started making some citrus garland, or at least I started drying the fruit to make the citrus garland. So that's where we're at right now. I went through that whole process, cut up all the fruit, put it in the oven, took it out. This is a really boring recap of what I did, I'm now realizing. But anyway, so I have a bunch of that fruit ready to turn into garland. And then today I also want to try making air dry clay. I've heard a lot about air dry clay on TikTok and using it to make just little knickknacks, ornaments, all that kind of stuff. So I found a recipe where you can make it yourself. So I'm going to attempt to make that, and then I'm going to attempt to make that into things that look cute. Will it work? No idea. Will it be fun? Hopefully. Might I get frustrated? Possibly. But it's good to try new things, so that's how we're approaching it. So I'm gonna focus on doing that today. I'll probably do the rest of the DIYs over the course of the next couple weeks, so this video will not all take place in one day, because I can't possibly do all the DIYs in one day, and that would also completely defeat the purpose of it being part of my slow, sustainable holiday season thing. And yeah, I'm excited to get into it, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so according to what I've read on the internet, what you need to make air dry clay is baking soda, cornstarch, and water, and a pan to put it all in. Sounds pretty easy. I'm sure there's a way to mess it up, but we're gonna try not to. Okay, so I need 1 cup of baking soda, half a cup cornstarch, and 3/4 cup of water. I have this whole ring of measuring cups that I feel like we never use, and yet there's only one on it. It's 3/4 cup, which I don't need. How do these just disappear? Well, we can do the water part. A cup. 1 cup of baking soda. This is gonna take a minute. Pro tip, do not inhale the baking soda dust. We are almost halfway there. Now, squeezing it kind of helps, but that would not be my instinct since this is a box, not a bottle. I see where their logo is an arm with a weight now, because this is an arm workout. My arm calves, whatever this is, like the equivalent of the calf on your leg but on your arm, that's really sore from this. Ta-da! All right, for the cornstarch, all I can find is the 1/4 cup measuring cup, so we'll just do 2 of these because that equals a half. It's math in action there for you. All right, and then we just add this all to a pot, stir together, and place on a burner over low to medium heat. Then we must stir continuously until the mixture starts to pull away from the pot and forms a mashed potato consistency. Then we pull the pot off the heat immediately when it reaches this thickness. Okay, that gives me a little bit of anxiety, but we're gonna do our best. It actually worked. I kind of thought it wasn't going to, because as I was stirring it, it was extremely liquidy, and I thought there's no way that this turns into this, but it did. It's like magic. It's science, but it seems like magic. I stirred it for probably like 3 to 4 to maybe 5 minutes or so before it started to take on this consistency. And once it started to thicken, it really did, like, immediately thicken. And I removed it from the heat, and now it is not drying, it is cooling. And if you're doing this at home while, like, your boyfriend is home, or your brother, or your dad, or your grandpa, or like your weird uncle, or I guess women too, but this seems like more of a guy thing, what I'm about to say. Just make sure that you let them know that this is not mashed potatoes, that this is clay, because I could see, I'll be honest, I could see my dad just walking up to this and trying to eat it. So just make sure to let people know so they don't eat your clay and so they aren't disappointed. All right, our clay is ready to be used now. I let it cool for like 30-ish minutes, and now we're gonna turn it into something. I know what you're thinking, Morgan, why the bottle of wine? Are we getting drunk while we do this? No, but you can. I wouldn't judge you, but your project might not come out very good. We will be using the bottle of wine as a rolling pin because I do not have a conventional rolling pin because I don't roll things enough, apparently. All right, so now that it's all rolled out, I'm gonna take some cookie cutters, here they are, and just press them into the clay as if it were cookie dough. I think I'm just gonna make a couple of larger ones and then make mostly small ones so that I can use them like little charms on my citrus garland. I think these little candy cane ones would look very cute on that. Look how cute that is. I guess I should also mention that I'm gonna be painting these, so they're not just gonna stay this color. You can just paint this with acrylic paint, apparently. I've never done it before, but that's what the internet has told me. So I also feel like this could be a very good activity to do with friends, like have all your girlfriends over one night and just drink wine and make clay ornaments and paint. Like, that sounds really cliche, but amazing. Okay, note to self, do not poke these out of the cutter with your nail because it'll leave nail indentations. I don't know if you can see that, but you can very clearly see my nail there. Apparently I got some of my hair in this, so maybe consider pulling your hair back if you're gonna make this. Although I guess it's kind of fine because it's not like people are eating this, so it's not really that gross. Also, I'm doing this by myself, so it's my own hair, so who cares? Does that make it better or does it make it a little sad? I'm having fun, so it's not sad. Alright, so while those are baking, let's do a little holiday crafting fit check.
Fashion, 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 fashion.
So it's giving holiday potato, and that's what you want to go for when you're doing holiday crafts. So sweatshirt is a man's sweatshirt, if you couldn't tell, because it gives me broad everything. It's David's. Somebody gave it to him as a gift a couple years ago, and this part of it, this little stripe, it looks like goose. So I think it's really cute, and I kind of wish it was mine. So I'm wearing it now because he's not home, so he can't stop me. And then the pants are from Meet the Label. They have very deep pockets, they have very deep mobility range, and they're very soft. And then the socks are my sister's. I have no idea how I ended up with them, but they are on my feet now, so they're mine. Dinner is served. Just kidding, don't eat these. I'd literally be so upset. So I let these bake for a little under an hour and a half, and they seem to be hardened and good to go. That's what she said. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go ahead and spend the rest of the evening painting them, and then once they're dry, I will start putting them on the tree and start stringing the garland and see the magical, beautiful craftiness come together. So let's watch it happen. All right, it is a new day. We have finished painting our little clay ornament things, and just some lessons learned. One, if you're gonna use the ornaments to string onto a garland like I was planning to do, you should make the holes with the needle that you're planning to use, because if you don't do that, you may wind up with holes that are too small, and then you have to make a bunch of new little ornaments with larger holes so that you can actually string them, and that's going to take up more of your time, and you might get a little bit frustrated, and you might tell yourself to not be frustrated because you're supposed to be having fun, because this is a fun holiday activity, and so you'll feel very conflicted. And anyways, that's not at all what happened to me. It's literally exactly what happened to me. So these little candy canes that I made, I originally made them with just one hole in the top, which is problematic because if you're hanging it on a garland, it's just that then it's Wow, that didn't come out of my mouth right. It's just gonna hang like this. You're not gonna see the candy cane. It's gonna be from the side. I didn't want that. So I had to go back and I had to put 2 holes in. If you wanna hang something on a garland, make 2 holes so that you can weave it. Or if you're okay with it just being this way, that's fine. That's a personal preference. Anyways, what else was I gonna say related to the ornaments? Oh yeah, Mod Podge. So the final step after you paint your little ornaments or whatever you decided to make out of the clay, you can put a layer of Mod Podge on, which will just make it a little bit shinier. You don't have to do this. The ornament's not gonna burst into flames if you don't, unless you set it by a fire, then it'll probably burst into flames. But it's not necessary, but it is recommended because it makes it nice and shiny. And who doesn't like shiny things? Anyways, now I'm going to put together my orange garland. And the way that you do that is you take some string, some twine. I got this white string at the grocery store in like the barbecue section. I don't know, I guess string gets used for barbecuing sometimes, I don't know. And then there just happened to be needles right next to it, so I picked up a pack of like 5 needles. Here's the remnants of it, and I'm just using the largest one to thread this string through. I knew I wasn't gonna get that on the first try. Just thread it through. You would think it'd be easier because the needle is bigger, but it's not because the string is also bigger. Okay, we're gonna lick it. Ah, gross. String flavored. Do not come unraveled. And we did it. Okay, so once you finally get the string through, or if you get it through on the first try because you're better than me, then you're just gonna tie it in a knot, and then you'll take your orange slice or your lemon slice or your lime slice or whatever type of citrus you're using, and you'll just put it through and then put it back through and pull it through. And this is a really descriptive description, isn't it? And then you'll just pull it through to the end of the string, and ta-da! You have your first orange garland piece. I guess that's what you call it. And then you just do that like a million more times, or like probably like 20 more times. So that's what we're gonna do now. We need more light in here today. Hello. New day, new me. Not really, same me. Today we are gonna make some fun holiday wall art. So I've got some frames. These are just the frames that are normally on my living room wall, and I'm gonna switch out what's in them to make them more Christmassy. So I picked up some bags at the thrift store, just a bunch of different holiday bags that I might use as like the background. And then I've been going through and just trying to find like wintry holiday photos that I'm gonna put in the frames. I literally only have 3 in my hands right now. I'm gonna print some more, and then my parents are actually coming to visit today, so I asked my mom to bring some of our old photo albums so that I can look through, see if we have any fun childhood Christmas pictures where I don't look super weird and hopefully look cute. And I feel like those would be super fun and nostalgic to put in frames around the house to just give every single room a little bit more of like a Christmassy touch, because I don't put Christmas decorations everywhere. That's too much. But replacing some of the photos with nostalgic, old-timey childhood holiday photos, that sounds like something I could be into. Oh, athletic. I am unhappy. These are cute. Yeah, it kind of looks like he just hit a joint.
That's how he photographs.
You can tell me the truth now, Dad. Did you used to indulge?
That's his secret.
Although I will say, I was the only one that didn't in my high school group.
Oh, okay.
So you said.
So I ended up with like 10-ish pictures from my parents, and I have a few more recent ones that I already had printed out. And then I just gathered all of my frames from around my house, and this literally looks like it's the photo that came in the frame. But I took this picture of the Brooklyn Bridge, I swear to God. But I'm just gonna replace what's in these frames and make them more Christmassy. So that's like pretty much all there is to it. It's really easy, you guys. please fall down in the middle of the night and make me think there's a robber in our house. There's a high possibility of that. Ta-da! And I know what you're thinking. Wow, Morgan, you hung all of those even and level on your first try. What's your secret? No secret. Didn't do it on my first try. Took me a couple tries and several instances of dropping my phone that I was using as a level. So to the person who was capable of hanging things on their first try while doing it completely alone, you deserve an award because it was very difficult and I don't really want to hang that many things by myself ever again. But I do think it turned out really cute. I like it. This was a good one. Okay, it is the final day of holiday DIYs. Well, not the final day ever, but the final day of what's going into this video. I'm probably gonna keep doing more crafts after this. So follow along on Instagram and TikTok if you want to see those. But today's craft I have done before. It is mosaic coasters. It's kind of an advanced craft. You do have to have some tools. You do have to be willing to risk cutting yourself, but I think it's worth it because they turn out really cute. So I'm excited to make some holiday coasters and let's just get right into it. For this project, you are gonna need some holiday colored plates. I got mine at the thrift store. Some tile or ceramic glue. I use Weld Bond, a paintbrush to paint that glue on, a tool called tile nippers, and then some coasters, which I also got at the thrift store. Doesn't matter what they look like because you're gonna cover them up, and then some tile grout. Okay, so that is it for my DIY decorations. Ooh, you can see my garland. Look how cute she looks. Sorry, that is it for my DIY holiday decorations. But I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you're feeling inspired to get kind of crafty this holiday season. Keep in mind, you don't have to do all of the crafts that were in this video. It is my job to do these things to give you some inspiration. If this was not my job, I'd probably maybe do like 1 or 2 of these. So pick the ones that you like, do those, and just don't say anything mean about the ones that you didn't like. Just let them be. But yeah, I hope you're feeling inspired to get crafty. If you do any of these DIYs or even some of your own DIYs, please make sure to tag me on Instagram, TikTok. I'd love to see what you guys make. And stay tuned because there's going to be more crafty, thrifty holiday content coming next week. And I'll see you then. Bye.